Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the top 3 things that you need if you're considering an EV purchase. If you're considering an EV purchase, I highly recommend that you think about these 3 things as they're going to make or break your EV ownership experience. And that's my top goal, is to ensure that if you're considering an EV, I want you to have the best experience possible. I've actually talked a couple of people out of an EV purchase because it just did not fit their lifestyle. And we're going to go through those things right now. All right, the number one thing that you have to have as a new EV owner, in my opinion, is this. You have to have a home charging setup, and not the kind of level 1 type chargers, little mobile chargers that may come with some EVs today. I'm talking about actually a professionally installed at-home charging solution. So this one happens to be Emporia. There's a lot of different manufacturers out there that make them. I actually have 2 installed at my home. I own 3 EVs, so I'm fully dyed in the wool. Been an EV owner for the last 3 years, and if I didn't have an at-home charging solution, I wouldn't have EVs, period. This is number 1 in my book, and it's the number 1 thing I urge you to consider before making that EV purchase. Is it feasible to have an EV home charger installed at your home? Is it affordable? Is it all those things? I urge you to consult a professional to get an estimate before you make that EV purchase. There actually is a pretty good program now through Ford. A lot of manufacturers have been giving out free like supercharger miles or free miles on Electrify America. Ford has decided to, instead of emphasizing sort of on the road fast charging, they've put the focus on at-home charging instead. So they have a program right now where they will cover the cost of an at-home charger installation with the purchase of one of their electric vehicles. I actually think that's a brilliant idea, and because it speaks directly to the number 1 thing that I'm telling you today. So I'm going to show you, this is our outdoor charging solution. Right now it's plugged into our Kia EV6. This was actually the first charger that we had installed. It's our Tesla charger. This is a 60 amp, 240 volt system. So that matches up well with actually all 3 EVs that I have, EV6, Tesla Model 3, and then a Ford Lightning. So all of them can charge at up to 48 amps. So that's 80% of maximum allowed, blah, blah, blah. A lot of electrical code stuff. The main point is consult a professional. Whatever EVs that you're considering, look up their maximum allowable charge rating and be sure that you have an at-home charging solution to match. The number 2 thing actually isn't anything physical. It's more about knowing how you use your vehicles and ensuring that it is a good fit for an EV. So EVs are a good fit for a lot of people, but they're not a good fit for everyone. So that's just the fact with any new vehicle purchase. You want to purchase the right vehicle for you, whether it's a car, truck, ICE, electric, whatever. That's your choice, and that's a beautiful thing about our country is choice. The one area in which I think EVs are not suited for, and I'm not talking about trucks and towing, everyone kind of already knows about that. Just for the everyday person, the person commuting to work every day, going to visit family on the weekends, those sorts of things, is that along interstates in the United States, you can go pretty much anywhere with an EV. There's not a whole lot of places in the country you can't go. It's when you kind of get off the beaten path that things get a little tricky. So the number 2 thing is to download a third-party app and look at the available charging stations along places that you commonly visit. Maybe you go and visit your parents on the weekend. Maybe you go and visit your kids on the weekend. Maybe you like to go to your favorite national park every summer. Whatever it is for you, take a look and ensure that there are fast charging solutions along the route and that they meet certain criteria, and I'll get to that a little bit later. For instance, a buddy of mine has a long commute, and he knows that I own EVs, so he's talking to me about purchasing an EV. And the number 1 thing was, can you install a charging solution at your home. Number two thing was check out and see what charging stations are available along the route, just in case you need to use it. Because his commute was about 40–45% of the rated range of, it was a Tesla Model 3 that he was considering. That's right on the edge. So without charging solutions or fast charging stations along the way, I would have to say that's a no. Because let's say you're going to visit grandma, and grandma lives at about 40%, 45% of the rated range of your EV along the way, or further. The decision gets easier to make the further away it is. And there's no fast charging solutions along the way. Say grandma lives out in the country, not along an interstate. That's gonna be, it's just kind of a no-brainer at that point. It's not gonna be for you. Because you're gonna get there, at 50%, you're gonna start sweating like I am right now on a hot Texas summer day. And it's like, I hope I make it home. I'm gonna get home with like 3%. Like you probably, if you're doing your research about buying an EV, you've seen all kinds of videos where they're cannonballing across the country and they're going all the way down to 2 or 3%. That's not me, and I don't think that's the typical EV driver either. Like when I get down to less than 20%, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm starting to feel it at that point. So I don't wish that on anybody. So if you're in that scenario where there's not fast charging solutions along the way, along your route, places you like to go, things you like to do, no, that's out. So that's number two. Know your use case. Know how you use your vehicle, know where you like to go, and ensure that there are charging stations along the way. All right, the number three thing that you have to ensure that you have a good EV ownership experience, you guessed it, you got to have access to the Tesla charging network. Now, there's a couple of reasons why, but just to sum it all up, the Tesla charging network is the biggest, most user-friendly, and most available charging network in the country, in the United States. All of the other charging networks combined aren't as good as the Tesla network. Now, can you own an EV and not have access to the Tesla network? Sure, people have done it and continue to do it. But I'm speaking to the non-enthusiast, average sort of car buyer out there that just wants to buy a car and just go. And it doesn't want to have to worry about, where am I going to charge my EV next? Anywhere you want to go in the country along an interstate is going to have plenty of Tesla supercharger networks out there. It's not even an issue. You can travel coast to coast on the Tesla charging networks without any stress. You can be assured that when you get to a Tesla charging station, there's going to be stalls available because there's just lots of them, and there's lots of charging stations to choose from. So I'm not looking to dog on other charging networks, not at all. Right now, midway through 2025, if you're looking to buy an EV, you may want to consider one that has access to the Tesla charging network. There are a bunch of manufacturers out there now. As you can see, we're sitting in a Ford, we're charging at Tesla. Ford, GM, Kia, Rivian, there's a bunch of them. There's a whole list of them. I'm not going to list them all out for you. You can ask AI, they will tell you everything you needed to know about which manufacturers are able to charge on which networks. Just if you want to have the most stress-free experience on a road trip, this is the way to do it. Not saying you can't mix and match. I've gone halfway across the country on Electrify America only, and it worked. It got my family where we needed to go. So not saying that you can't do it, just saying that this just makes it that much easier. So to recap, the three things that I think are a must to have the most stress-free, basically the best EV experience that you can have right now in mid-2025. Number one, at-home charging. Number two, make sure that the places that you like to go have available DC fast charging, like this Tesla supercharger station here that we're at. And number 3, make sure that you have access to the Tesla supercharger network for the most stress-free DC fast charging experience while on the road. And that's it. Thank you for following along on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe for more EV adventure content in the future.